Welcome to Adult Antiques. I'm Eric, aka Mr. E.
Hi, and I'm just Mia. Thank you for joining us. This is the show with adults who have adult money and how we spend it. Our guest, Marcella, is here with an adult antique. I heard you brought us some items from your trip to Egypt. What did you bring us, Marcy?
Brought a little bit of papyrus. I've also learned today that you should be calling it Papyrus, and so I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. I went to Egypt as a belated 40th birthday present. Being in the hospital will have you do stuff like that. My appendix was like, no, I'm evicted.
Oh my gosh.
And so after that, I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to go. So I went to a shop in Cairo, and while I was there, they gave us a little bit of hibiscus tea. They walked us around the store to show us all of the different papyrus scrolls that they had. They showed us how it was made. Everything's hand painted, and for me it was a perfect souvenir.
Nice, nice. Wow. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I can't wait to hear more about the papyrus right after this break.
No! No! You forgot me! Goodbye!
Guys, it's hurricane season. Be prepared. It's coming.
It's hurricane season. You should be prepared. Here's 3 ways to be prepared. Number 1, make sure you have an evacuation plan in case you need to leave town. Number 2, have an emergency kit ready for a minimum of 72 hours. Number 3, stay informed. Keep up with the weather and news on the impending storm. Be prepared because the things you value the most are at stake. Don't get caught off guard. Be prepared for hurricane season.
Huh? What's up with these? Why you got wires?
I don't know. I can't afford AirPods.
Shut up.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
What'd they do?
They beat me up because of my headphones.
Hey, you can't stay silent about that. I'm gonna go get help.
Okay.
Hey guys, just a reminder, make sure you're not bullying and you're always being kind to one another.
Yes, bullying is a very serious issue. If you see something, say something.
It's definitely not fun being on the victim side.
We're back on Adult Antiques. I'm Mr. E.
And I'm still Mia. And we're back again with Marcy. And they have brought in a few hand-painted papyrus scrolls she brought in from her trip from Egypt. So, Marcy, what made you want to go to Egypt?
When I was in 4th grade, I got handed a book, college-level hieroglyphics book, from my uncle, and it fascinated me, learning another language, and then I just went down the rabbit hole of just learning everything ancient Egyptian.
Wait, so you actually know how to do all that stuff?
I did back then. I did really well. I
Lost
went
in
through the
touch,
whole book.
lost in
Yes.
touch.
Okay, real quick question. How do you say a curse word in hieroglyphics?
They don't do curse words.
It's a bird. Come on now, flip with it. Anyways, when you got to watch them put this papyrus together, what it surprised you about the process?
That it's still very manual. They talked about where they get the reeds and they slice everything by hand. They literally layer the pieces by hand. They dry everything out. They soak it in water and then they hand paint. So they do everything by hand. It's still very much process. And their designs are from ancient tombs or other ancient areas. Depending on the artist, sometimes you might see differences. Like, one area might be painted red versus blue. Okay. So you have somebody who does it classic and somebody who's kind of changing it up a little bit.
Oh, all right. You got contemporary Egyptian papyrus artists. That's a mouthful right there.
Yeah, that is. So, Marcy, did you already get it pre-painted, or did you watch them paint it for you?
All of my pieces I actually got, they were already pre-painted, but I did watch them paint a little bit in the shop, so they showed you the whole process and showed how it actually, so they're even autographed on the bottom from the actual artist.
Dang, that's really cool. That's really cool. So, what made you choose these specific designs?
The Ankh specifically has just always been something I've always just loved. It was actually one of my first tattoos. And then Anubis is actually another one of my large tattoos as well. So I just love the concept of Anubis.
Tune in to What's Up with Tuxedos.
I guess a little show plug right there. Well, I do have a question. I don't know if it's too much, but did you have to haggle the people, the sellers, to get these?
Yes.
Or how much were they?
Okay, so in Egypt, they actually expect you to haggle. So I will give you an idea of something that was a little cheaper, that should be cheaper when you travel, was shot glasses.
Really?
They quoted me in their Egyptian pound, and when they gave me the number, at first I was like, oh, okay, that's not a bad price, thinking because it's like it's thousands, but the conversion is like by 31. Well, when I did the math on my phone, they wanted to charge me $70 for 2 shot glasses, and I was like, no.
Sounds about right.
Oh my gosh.
These are $10 anywhere else. So when you go everywhere, including here, they're just like, we're going to give it to you for this much, and they could tell you hundreds of dollars. And then you're like, no. And they will work with you until you sell it. So, well, if you get that, we'll also give you this for this price.
Do a bundle deal.
Yes, they will bundle as well. So I end up getting 3 different pieces for about $300 American dollars.
Man, that's still expensive.
Yes, but I wanted to leave with very specific pieces.
Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I would have done that. I probably would have suckered in and bought the $70. Oh my gosh, that's so cheap. Thank you.
I did it a couple times on other things. Luckily, it was like magnets and things like that. And I'm like, oh, $15 for a magnet. When I went back and did the math, and I'm like, no, I'm using my calculator every time.
But then
Probably
again,
smart.
It's like, when are you going to be in Egypt again?
True.
So
Very true.
all those memories are definitely worth it, especially you getting a piece of historical memories, things that draw you back 3,000 years. Like, with that being said, and you have this right now, how often do you bring it out?
So this piece I actually have displayed. I just put this one in this, I guess the display case itself. So those will probably actually be out the whole time. And then my third one that I will show you guys, I actually haven't figured out how I'm going to display it until I make a custom frame.
Well, I mean, right now it doesn't.
All right.
It looks like it doesn't even need
ready.
to be displayed. This is something that you need to bring out.
Yeah, we're gonna say
like
an ancient
national
spell.
treasures or something.
Ancient spell unlocks this.
Yeah, let me step back.
Poof, there goes the dust.
Yeah. So if you want to grab that side.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And
it
then-
is very fertile. I mean, very, what's that word?
Fragile.
Fragile. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all. Edit that. But this is beautiful. Look at the masterpiece on it.
Dang, this is so crazy. It's like if I touch it, it's going to break off.
So one of the crazy things is apparently there's a lot of people who would sell stuff made out of banana leaves, and so you can't bend banana leaves. But the way that they showed you that it was actual papyrus was the fact that you could bend it and roll it.
Oh.
And it's not necessarily waterproof, but it resists water itself.
So you got some scammers over there with some banana leaves talking something. Yeah, come get your Egyptian scrolls, ancient Egyptian scrolls.
I picked up a couple of things that said made from China, so we're not the only ones, guys. But this is actually the, after you go into the afterlife, this is your judgment as a person. So this is one of the more classic things that would be in a tomb to kind of just show you your walk through the afterlife.
So would I be the one sitting on the throne right here?
You could be, and Osiris reincarnate, okay. And then you have Anubis, and he helps you weigh the heart. And if your heart's heavy, the little alligator kind of dog-looking thing will eat it. So they're very, very like, you have to be a good person.
This sounds like Florida. Sounds just like
well, actually, with the way it's set up in the palm trees, it's very close, very close.
Well, Marcy, here's a random question. Have you ever tried, writing on it, or is it too precious?
I have not. I've, this, I actually
Do you
have to
think
find
it
this.
could write? Be like regular paper?
A pen, probably not, unless it was maybe like an ink pen. I think it's possible, because the paints that they're using are just regular paints.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so to me, I'd consider it like a canvas adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
It looks
does
very
kind of feel
yeah.
like canvas too. Like the earliest form of canvas.
Yep.
Dang, well, that's really cool. Well, now it's time to ask Marcy if she knows a little fun fact about her papyrus. Marcy, did you know that a papyrus was one of the earliest forms of paper invented in the ancient Egyptians around 3000 BC?
I mean, I knew it was old, but I didn't realize it was that old, you know.
Neither did I, honestly. Google told me that one.
And did you know it also was made from the pith of the papyrus plant? It allowed the Egyptians to record information, enabling development of administration, literature, and science.
I didn't really know that until I went into the Egyptian museum that they have there, and so it actually shows how important their scribes were, and how even on some of their money, they have it's an old statue of a scribe sitting down writing.
Oh, wow.
And so he's part of that statue as well as their currency as an image, because that's how important they considered the people who wrote. And before I went there, I did not know that.
You know, that's a totally backwards from nowadays. You get in trouble for reading nowadays. You read, nerd.
Yeah, great add to that, Eric.
This nerd went to Egypt on purpose, so it's not always a bad thing.
All right, well, after this break, we'll continue learning about these Egyptian papyrus scrolls. Y'all make sure y'all tune in.
Mom. Hello.
Mom. Are we gonna play?
Are we gonna play?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Live in the moment, not online. Get off of social media.
Huh? What's up with these? Why you got wires?
I don't know. I can't afford AirPods.
Shut up.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
What'd they do?
They beat me up because of my headphones.
Hey, you can't stay silent about that. I'm gonna go get help.
Okay.
Hey guys, just a reminder, make sure you're not bullying and you're always being kind to one another.
Yes, bullying is a very serious issue. If you see something, say something.
It's definitely not fun being on the victim side of this situation.
When on campus at Del Mar College, it's always important to consider this question. How can I be a good Viking? What is being a good Viking, you ask? Well, to put it simply, being a good Viking is being there to support your community and fellow students.
Whoa, buddy, do I look like a map to you? Go find it yourself.
Hey, bro, I saw what happened. Did you need help with something?
Yeah, do you know where the Ventures building is? I can't find it.
The Ventures building? Oh, it's actually right over there. Let me show you. Take your community into consideration, and when you're a good Viking, everyone around you will follow suit. Del Mar.
We are back on Adult Antiques. I'm Mr. E.
And still Mia here, back again with Marcy. Now that we learned about the Egyptian papyrus scrolls, let's get into some fun questions.
All right. Now, if you could send one ancient message on your papyrus, what would it be? What would it say?
I would ask them actually not to quit writing hieroglyphics. There actually was a decree at one point we found in one of the temples where my tour guide actually showed us where the decree was written on the wall that says it is now illegal to write in hieroglyphics, which is, why they stopped doing it.
Why did it become illegal? Do you know?
Can I answer? Do you know?
I do know, but...
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It actually had to do a lot with Christianity being taken over in the area. So a lot of the temples, including the temple that it was written in, was actually reestablished as a... it's a different type of Coptic Christians. There we go. See?
Man.
He knows this stuff too.
That's
But they
pretty
had
cool.
a lot of Coptic Christians there, and they didn't like any competing, so they didn't want the actual population to do both religions at the same time.
Man, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's a fun fact for me. Well, can you summon ancient Egyptian spirits with it?
I'm hoping to like maybe get some luck. So the key over here, that one's actually meant to be for good luck. So I'm trying to summon it. I did walk around a giant scarab while in one of the temples, and if you walk around it so many times, one is for good luck, one is to meet the love of your life. So I did do the 5. So I walked around it 5 times.
That's pretty cool, Marcy. That is really cool.
Now, when it comes to the importance of this document, in your home, would you place this above your birth certificate?
If we're saying there's a fire and I only can take my birth certificate or these scrolls, yes, I'm taking these scrolls.
All right, good answer, good answer.
That's insane. At least you got a social security card. If that papyrus was a person, what kind of vibes would it have? Wise, elder, chaotic, history, nerd, maybe?
I think if it's Anubis, it might actually be a judgmental dog, kind of, kind of like
staring at you like.
So kind of like my dog, who already looks at me like, "Are you gonna give me a treat? Is it time for a walk?" And that's what I see from that one.
That's funny. Kind of like a little chihuahua. Mine looks at me like that.
Oh, definitely a chihuahua. It's definitely a chihuahua. Now, if this turns into a cursed scroll, how would you have to destroy it?
I'd have to go full on mummy. There'd have to be sword fights, demons, other mummies that we're fighting. And, maybe we have to burn it in a pit of lava. Oh, wait, that's Lord of the Rings.
That's pretty cool. You could be like Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, that's all for now. Please join us next time for more stories with items we bought with our adult money. Once again, I'm Mia.
And I'm Mr. E. Thank you for watching, and you can catch more of what's going on next time on Adult Antiques.